All right, I'm going to try to do a video review for Game 3. It was an 83-80 loss versus the Crashout Jesters. I haven't seen this game, so I'm very excited to watch it. Hopefully I have a little bit more to say than the last one. 1 hour for a full game review is unheard of for me. I should do fucking, I don't know. I did 2.5 hours for Game 1, so shit. And if I do end up talking longer, I hope everyone knows that I'm just joking, and it's because I haven't like seen this stuff. I haven't thought about it, and I'm not trying to like shelter myself from criticism. Given that I was in the last game and I'm not in this one, yeah. And of course, as always, everyone is free to make any reviews as well. I promise that at the very least I will watch them. So I think there's only so much development that can happen with one person being the one giving all the feedback. So I highly encourage anyone who has the will and the time to do it to do so, and I think it'd be helpful. But obviously, no pressure. All right, so we got Duck and James up top this game, and Zen and Javion in the corners. I know that this group ended up having a good run before and after this. So, I mean, that's like the most important thing, right? And as we'll see, I think that this Crashout Jesters team is actually quite good. They're quite deep. Think D Block is underrated. He was formerly on FCP. I regret, obviously, even though I saw that his usage this game is not very high. See Nashty underrated. Surprised to see him running point guard though. And Dan, I think, is better on these type of scoring wing / big builds than he is on guards, which is what we saw him on last season. But I think he's a red play guy. I think he's a good player. Let's see how we do. Looks like Shots is on a 6-7. Nice. James ready to switch, but Nashi's not really in a position to. Nice, okay. It's pretty good. He gets a little bit back in front of James, but James has the rating and he gets a good chase down. That's all fair. Seems fine. That's good. Good jump. That's tough, man. Put back D block from the right elbow. Yeah, tough. I wonder if someone is supposed to like actively seek him out for a box out. It's tough. Oh, sick. Huh. That was nice. I kind of like how this ends up too. Like you're definitely open for the drop off here, and you have Nashy on you. So this is all very good. Cool to see Duck get an isolation score. This is well played cut. Duck is ready to go in front, but does kind of retreat back. Curious to see how we play the corners here. Wow, what a bailout. We do okay here. I mean, obviously we don't want to end up with two in the paint. I think this is an overchase from. Yeah, this is just an overchase from Shots. Shots has to release here. Um, it's tough because like obviously like if he releases, he's releasing to switch with Duck, but this could be easily transformed into a triangle, right? Where like Zen is in very good position. I think without largely compromising his defense in the corner here. Like Duck is able to slide down. I mean, we can't do this every possession. Like this is eventually a pass that he'll make, but Zen is in good enough position here. In general, I think like again the base idea here is that we're not supposed to be chasing. So if you don't chase, even if Duck doesn't do the right thing and doesn't get in front, Duck is still able to go down. Zen triangles it. Obviously, this is just hypothetical. It doesn't really kill us. Switch here, that works. Not a good jump. You're scared you're too far away. ends up it's a. And this is, but I mean, I literally the code in the last video was, well, I'm not going to say it because how close these are getting pushed together, but um, you're following the mantra of the code in the last video. Of course, one of the problems with that is that sometimes you're going to need to jump, and I do think you're right that like if he just pulls this, you are low enough that you need to jump. Um, so I don't know. I don't know how I feel about like maybe like we need to like loosen up on the idea of playing so low. It's still very true that we want to play as low as possible while also having these switching principles because that's the best way to, in totality, wall off the rim. Um, but you know, as people get better at not just like taking these shots, right, not just no dipping this, like maybe we need to again. And we talked about this we talked about micro adjustments versus macro adjustments in the walkthrough for season 2, but maybe we just need to be able to play both modes where against people we think are just no dipping, we play lower and look to jump. And people who we think are more patient, whether it's like an individual people or like just we kind of like identify a team in this way and say, okay, well, these are guys who are going to try to like pump fake, get us to fly by, attack a closeout by like driving, things like that. And then maybe against those guys, we want to play higher so that even if we do need to jump, we don't need to jump with like, you know, we don't need to like turbo jump with the stick facing towards them, things like that. Zen is behind you to get like, you know, he in fact gets some contests. I don't know which one of you did. I actually think it probably was Zen. So it's good that Zen is ready to jump behind you. Obviously very unfortunate. But that's that. I don't. So again, I'm not saying that as like a criticism of shots. I mean, like you're just doing what I've fucking told you to do. But it's just something I'm thinking about. The idea of like how low we actually should be playing and maybe using it, like treating it as like a slider that we can turn on and off versus certain teams, trying to find the right moments when it feels more or less successful. So again, we obviously want, so this goes on long enough that like we get into this weird situation here. Would like to see the full freelance being run. Again, ideally we'd be calling freelance, drive left, shots coming up, duck going low. In this case, because like in this case, it's kind of like a variation, right? Because Javion is already kind of in the low. You could see something like duck run up and flare Zen. That could be really cool here. Like, oh, okay, we're in freelance stuff on this side, but we're not in our normal 5-out alignment. So now Javion becomes the low man instead of duck trying to sink in. So duck comes up and executes the flare with Zen. That could be cool. Again, I think it's just imperative that we start trying to call freelance, and it doesn't have to be them. Just like when everyone needs to be on the lookout for if there's not a play called, is it are we isolating on the hashes? And if so, someone just says freelance, and everyone knows what they need to do. Given that like so this whole duck Javion thing didn't happen, I kind of like Zen coming around here, and I would have liked to see Zen full wrap this into the corner. James has already come up. I think instead of James returning, I think it makes more sense. It's more dynamic. It's harder to defend if I like and James to like facilitate this could like come over and screen Zen again. Like if you came over and just like set a screen for Zen, I know like in this pause like you know it's not the clearest. I like this screen as part of it too. By the way, Zen. Yeah, like if James comes over here, sets a screen on regret, and like that's kind of like telling Zen, right? Like because if you set the screen this way, your back is facing this way. That's the way that Zen is going to want to go. You're telling him without even needing to communicate verbally, right? What's going to happen here, and everyone should be able to like know what's about to happen given the body language. Tough shot off of decks out. Not a great call, but obviously we're in a tough spot there. You're kind of in a box. This is a good fall from Duck. He follows it out. This is good. James and Shots execute this well. They switch off. Javion takes a step, and I think it's a good step. Whew, this is tough. Let's take a look at this. I mean, this is I do this a lot too, and I mean, this is technical, fundamental basketball, right? Where yeah, in fact, it's so technical that it like ends up in okay. So like, let's watch this through one more time. Sorry. Follow down. I think this is like a good type of reach, right? Where they're reaching on a pass out back here. Defense is good. Shot slide. I think James doesn't chase too long. Ends up getting back out here. This is good. Obviously, this is like this is an out of system drop from Zen. Good. I don't think it's too bad. Um, like I think stacking contests can be really good. I mean, he ends up bailing out in this pass, like gets bobbled and luckily goes through. And Duck does the right thing and starts hedging towards the corner while this happens. Um, I think maybe what happens here, like in this moment, is that again we have this like heuristic, but I think this is why I'm like I'm in agreement about the heuristic, but it can be a difficult one to. So okay, so if we want our heuristic to be, if you're in the paint, find a reason to stay in the paint. Zen has a reason to stay in the paint. Like this is a totally reasonable way to say Zen is on Dan. Duck finishes his rotation down to the corner. Shots comes out here. The problem is that because this started with kind of like an unauthorized drop from the left side, I don't think anyone is expecting that, and I don't know what the communication is in this moment. Again, I go back and forth about whether I should be doing these reviews with comms, but I think Zen is saying is implying he wants to stay on Dan here, but Shots and Duck don't realize a rotation needs to come, which is why we're all kind of frozen here. Because certainly Zen did have time to get here. Duck had time to make more. Like Duck is like ready to jump at this. He gets a slight contest. That's good, but like they're good shooters. This is also just gonna this seems good offensively. They're gonna hit their shots, unfortunately. So yeah, don't know. Like, we just need to communicate it through. This is why I'm like a little hesitant on the heuristic, like whether we should like really have it incorporated. Like, should we be looking for a reason to stay in the paint? We should in a lot of cases. Yeah, I don't know. I think this is just like a miscommunication. But like I say, just a miscommunication. Like I don't want that to sound like dismissive of it, as like oh well, shit happens. Like no, this is something we can work out and fix and be better at. And largely we didn't like do a horrible job with it. Like again, I think that like getting the double contest was good. We forced out a bailout pass from probably a guy with not a ton of pass accuracy. All that's really good. But I think there was just like just the slight amount of hesitancy and enough that this guy's able to hit a lightly contested shot. I'd like to see a little more help. I think this is like a common Javion thing, where to me Shots is looking really fucked right now. Frankly, Shots should probably just be giving this up to Zen earlier. He might be in a bump animation. I know he gets fouled right around here. But I think Javion's not threatening anything being on the break or here. If like Javion can't receive a pass, like if Shots tries to throw this is getting picked off. So like Shots is just not going to ever try to throw this. So I'd rather see Javion out here by the hash, like really giving Shots an option to peel off this way. And likewise, I think I would like to see Shots get off the ball more in this situation. Just more pinging the ball up the court. Not that this is transition, but this is like semi-transition. Like immediate, like already Shots. Like I like this. You're already fucked. Pass. This is a pass. James or Javion or Zed. Uh, Maybe you try one move here. Like okay, you try to cross him over. Like now you're like Now you're cooked though. Like he's gonna bump you the rest of the way up the court. But okay, not a big deal. Nothing to worry about. Just a little slow. Missed the corner, but the skip is there. That's a really good hit from 26. That's really good. How did they get this fucked? I'm not 100% sure. Are they trying to get back to their men? That's really funny. See, now I think C Nashi's trying to get back to the corner. That's so funny. Oh, that's so tough. Yeah, well, at least that's a good pass. And I guess if they're going to constantly match up C Nashty into Duck's corner, it kind of explains his endgame stats line as well, which is good. Oh yeah, looks like we were asleep there in the corner. Yeah, Javion playing a little high. You took a step down, so you weren't like completely asleep, but yeah, gets behind you. Yeah, you move in, like go in like towards the paint, which is bad for him, but then you move out at the very end. Again, I think you're just like bouncing, just totally fine. But like we just need to do better on this. Not bad. As it turned out, you got open here because they both went to the ball. D block and C Nashty go to James when you cross over here, and this is a lane. I wonder if you were you trying to pass to James here, or were you trying to press square to dunk? I'm curious. This is all fine. None of this is bad. I skip into the corner. No dip is there. At the same time as this cut happens, I don't know if that's called, but part of what makes this so good is that if they're going to do this, okay, so they double to the ball, it doesn't even matter because Duck is obviously just hits the shot because he's a G, but Zen gets into really good rebounding position, obviously. Um, and I do think that like you want to have it's reasonable to have James leak here too, right? Because like at the end of the day, we want three back, but I feel like I kind of so because Zen is about to get good box out position, James is able to it feels like he's like super in great position if he's like really locked in on this that this is happening to um to pick up this rebound, right? Like this is a free box, and then James is just should be like licking his lips, looking to pick up the ball, like he's inside of everyone who could possibly box him out. Hey, God, that's so good. Nice, good foul. Find a foul here. I think Duck plays that pretty well. Yeah, no real complaints here. It's so annoying. It's one of the things about this game. I feel like maybe that's different in past games where like you bump him on that cut, and he just like is still able to get through, and you're still behind him, and you still end up like. So I'm trying to decide if like I think that you played too high, right? Like I don't think this happens. I certainly don't think he cuts if you stand a bit lower, but like he did. Like that literally was the situation. Like Shots was standing right here, and if this is examples, it's not. It's Nasty. Or no, it is examples. I don't know. Um, but like, yeah, that was the situation on the second play of the game where Shots is playing low, taking away the cut, and then he feels he has to jump. probably correctly. I mean, maybe he can't no dip. I don't know, or like isn't like so consistent with it. But so yeah, I'm just nitpicking, trying to work through this idea of how low we're supposed to play. But it's not bad. Like you played the cut well. I get why Zen stunts down. I think it's totally reasonable. This is the other thing that like it's totally reasonable to switch this. Again, I mean, I just came off of the second review, but if and maybe this is relevant in this case because this PG also ends up 15.17 assists. So some of this is hindsight, not having watched the game, obviously, but maybe some of the lessons there about playing against more pass first PGs apply here as well, where we should be looking to switch the off ball stuff more against pass first PGs. Um, because Zen is ready. I think Zen does a good job at stepping and like making it even more uncomfortable for the cutter while not like overcommitting and giving up his hash. But like we could be in a switch situation there. Like if we feel like I'll put it this way: if we feel like we want to play high on the hashes, then we should be more ready to switch on these off ball type stuff. This is a good dex, good shot. Even though it's a midi, it's a shame. That's fine. Oh, we got a bit of a press here. That's good. Pushing him to the right. Javion is able to come in there, but yeah, this is a mistake. So this is good. Like, yeah, this is a tough situation. This is a blow by, but Javion does the right thing, and I think James, you need to be sprinting to the corner here. You end up coming this way because shots goes too, but again, the standard here, unless something else is called, is that you're pushing him to the sideline. Um, the degree to which shots is helping is, I think, is fine potentially, especially considering he has D block. We don't know, how comfortable D block is going to be shooting this shot, whatever. Again, fine, debatable, and he doesn't. I think he gets sucked in more than he wants to. But your standard rotation here is Javion is picking this up. You're going to corner, and I think that's a blown rotation. But kind of starts from like a poorly executed press where he gets a pretty big space advantage on you and blow by. Admittedly, though, Javion could maybe have been stepping up like to threaten him when he was coming up down court after the blow by had happened, but it's not super clear. This is good. Good cut. Let's see. They dropped corner on it, right? Yeah. Reasonably well timed rotation. I'd like to see Fifi follow against these guys. This is good. Good blitz together. Ooh, that was a nifty switch. I like that. Good examples cooking. That was really nice. All right. I'm not giving examples enough credit. Obviously, Javion overruns this. That's the thing here. Yeah, I get why James isn't like ready. He's not expecting that to be a blow by. So I think that's fair. Javion just overruns it. That happens to all of us. I think it happens. It's bound to happen on these. Um, one, we're not trying to always get bumps, but two, on these like high speed, low strength builds, then that's typically how most of us are built. You'll get some of those type of situations where you just like overrun them, where you expect it to like get collision or whatever. Nice. This is really good. The drop off was just a little bit low. Probably just one extra cross here. Zen, to his credit, is ready. I would like to see him maybe like try to get away from his defender a little bit more here. Just naturally follow the wheel. Again, I mean, technically the correct thing is that he's supposed to be screening Javion for the flare in the in the freelance. Like that was the new thing we added. But at least he's like ready. He's ready to be a pass receiver. And like I said, I don't think anyone has done that yet a single time, myself included. So it's not just you. This is a good kick out, and that's a really good shot to hit. I think it's a tougher shot to hit than you'd expect. Everyone's holding each other. That's good. Good try. Yeah, problem here is James getting onto the left side of the screen. The minute that happens, it's a pretty big breakdown. You pick's a good time to roll. I think we like play it fine. That's sick. Wow. Yeah. I mean, I love it. I love that you're willing to take that shot. I love that you go into the post up in this area to make the read. The pass comes out really quick. It's great. Great job, guys. 'Cause I don't think that's like very obvious. And like obviously, like some players might be playing tighter there, but we've seen drop off the corner a lot. So that's a good way to exploit Dan. Did not play this VP well though, unfortunately. Yeah, a little high probably from Duck too. Like again, like I mean, and you know this. We've talked about this exact situation where like if normally we're talking about this in terms of you over helping this way, but I wonder if this is intentional by them. But they're driving left. Maybe Shots is even calling. I'm pushing left. We're looking to make help from one away rotation for like Duck is going to slide in front. Inherently, that makes Duck susceptible to this to a Fifi here. So I wonder if they noted that because it looks like they by driving left he attacks Duck. The thing is, I don't think he's like actually threatening much. Shots has him like pretty contained, and by standing as high as you are, you let yourself get blown by. You let yourself get beat on the PP like this. And not actually you're not actually like deterring anything from the PG. And in fact, like being lower, again, you want to be as low as you can reasonably get away with, because being lower helps you on these type of actions, but also helps you switch in terms of getting in front of Shots as man, because you don't have to get in front as early. The higher you are up on the court as the hash, the earlier you have to commit to the switch. Potentially giving I mean, like sometimes it's good, right? You can blitz the ball handler that way. Like that's definitely a call you can make that like I'm blitzing this ball handler, especially if he hasn't seen it a lot. Like you've been passively switching, and then you like aggressively switch. That can be good, but yeah, in general, just like by playing as high as you are, I think you got yourself exposed to this. And it would be cool if they did that on purpose. I don't know if they did or not. This is tough. I mean, I get why all this is happening. Like he sees the jump. This is an open shot. It's all out of system. It's all like out of rhythm, rather, is what I mean to say. Like, just like no one's moving, nothing's happening. Like Zen may even have been like standing here for a second, and like so I get not having something here, but this needs to be like a shot or an attack closeout or something like that. Nice. It's kind of like skip clear pass back. I mean, we kind of zoomed, honestly. Wait, so this ball gets to Javion? Yeah. And this is really good. This is a fantastic second screen to come up here. This guy is out of position because he's tagging you. You make it impossible for Zen to come for regret to come through this. So we did kind of like. I mean, this is kind of a zoom if you think about it. Sorry, let me go back. Responding to the wife. Oh no, I went. Oh my god, what the fuck did I do? Did I like? Oh my god, I went so far back. Cool, this is good. 1 point, really nice. Yeah, seems like a good game so far. Don't feel like we're being outplayed by any stretch. I like going into the post up here. I like going to the back door, but when they drop to it, making the extra pass, this is good. Oh, that's tough. That's so tough. Yeah, obviously not a good take and bailout or whatever it is. Probably on bronze on this build. This is just not reliable. Tough happens. Missed the free throw though. It's tough from a take perspective. I'm assuming that puts Shots' take in a pretty awful spot after the quarter change, which is tough because he had just gotten dish at the end of the last one. Is it a hit? No. A little lucky. Like, that's a makeable shot for a 6-4. It's not impossible, and we're too far away. Um, I think we're just, yeah, I think this is probably just like in transition, just deciding who's where. And he's expecting, Shots is expecting to stay corner and Duck up top, and Duck is looking to get him back up top. That's what I'm assuming happened. I don't know for sure. If so, that's not ideal, obviously. Nice. Yes. Good shit. I love that one. This is a good attack on a closeout. Close out too high. You have the space, even though the contestants are scary. That's good. This is a bit of a mess. Yeah, I'm a little. I mean, I think so. We're expecting him to drive. He doesn't drive. He just goes to the corner. I feel like regardless, this is a switch, right? And James jumps because he doesn't know why Javion is so low. I suppose the problem is like James is supposed to be switching here. So like when he jumps here, it's like this is a really awkward spot for Javion. Like where does he go? Does he take the open three? Does he cover the? Maybe would like to see some like a step or two. Everyone here, like one step by Shots, one step by Duck, one step by Zen to try to save this. But I feel like this is a poor jump. It's a mix of two things, right? Like I kind of I get why James jumps here because like Javion feels like he's running like not in a good spot, and if he's planning on switching. The thing is he's okay. So I think what's happening is Javion might be anticipating he's driving, right? Like that's I think the natural thing to anticipate. So he's looking to cut him off like by moving low. Maybe this is just like really bad reaction times. I don't know. And if I mean this makes sense, like he could just stop and pop here, and James' jump would be good. So it's not awful, but it's tough. I think James and Javion might just have some anti synergy. Probably makes sense to not have. Well, I mean, maybe for now, like it's actually fine to just to have them build their chemistry. But like if we had to like win a game to save the world tomorrow, I would probably not put James and Javion on the same side. Duck is great. Way to fucking curl this screen, dude. Sick. So good. Damn. It's a tough shot. I mean, this contest there. I do think Duck, if he jumps, gets like slightly higher contest there, but I kind of understand not jumping too. It's tough. It's a tough miss. It's a deep shot though. Wow. Does he wait for it? This is also maybe partially just a regret thing. Man, it's tough. I mean, he's totally willing to just. He's both willing to just pull, but he's also waiting to hesitate um, on these. That's kind of what makes him so dangerous. How do you get this far out in transition? I mean, it's not that bad. He's just like, yeah, it's tough because Shots is the shooter, right? But Regret's on the same side, so he gets a little bit of gets to go out a little bit ahead. Nice. That all seems really good. I like to see a good possession with Javion running the ball. I like this screen from Zen. I like this cut when the double gets forced here. This is good. It's also a cut on C Nashty, so that's all really good. Nice. This is good. Yeah, good enough. Clearly, took the meter. I wouldn't have been ready for this pass because it's a fucking dot, and obviously, like, it pulls you into the perfect spot. But that being said, you know, this is a shot. But nice to keep it going. You see Duck's movement here. So Duck realizing I like Duck's positioning here. This turns into a screen to send Zen right. I like how low the screen is, and I like how when both when Zen rejects it to go left, which I think is a fine decision, but also when Regret doesn't like really respect the screen, right? Like Zen does have the threat to just move to the right here, and like if he does move to the right, Regret's really going to just get hammered. So because then the Regret isn't really like noticing or respecting the screen, Duck turns it into a slip, and Zen sees that as well, and they run a good pick and roll here. So that's really good. I quite like that. It's good, and they're ready to exploit it because they know our rotations here. So like this just might be one of those cases too, where like I mean, in a league we're going to play people who know us. This is a team that has seen us. Different iterations for them and for us, but this definitely feels like the type of thing where they've caught on, right? They've caught on to the rotation that we're making. Um, the thing is, we're not always going to be. But again, he does the thing where he moves he dribbles to the right, which engages James, at the same time sending this cut, which engages Javion, which opens up the corner. And like we're not like because it's all happening at the same time, no one is ever going to be able to make those rotations. Thing is, I think what I'll say, and this goes to something I talked about, I forget if it was in the first review of this year, or if it was um, in the walkthrough for this season, but disguising our help. So we have our system, and I think this is a big problem for James and I think are the people who need probably the most help disguising our help, or the most work disguising our help. Um, I'm assuming we're talking, or even if we're not talking, we have like this kind of unspoken understanding that at this point, Shots is like actively going to try to push him to the right, which is good, which is all exactly what we want. And that when he's pushing him right, we're looking to like kind of force this into a switch. And that's kind of like level one for us in terms of the depth of complexity. And a lot of times that's enough to beat people because they're not able to look at what's happening and like figure out what level one is, let alone what the counter to level one is. But whether it's because they know us or it's because they're just good, um, it feels as though James is giving away that he's helping, that he's like really ready to help here. One, I don't think he needs help. Like this just isn't like a threatening situation. So like every extra step you take away from your man in this spot is more and more information that he can use to cut on you, and that needs to be weighed against. Like you're doing it because you want to get in better and better help position. You want to like close in the walls on the PG, right? Make him really like feel claustrophobic. And obviously, we didn't know at the time that he was going to be such a pass first PG. I don't think we knew much of anything about him. And well, if you guys remembered anything about him, is that he was listed in the Crashout scouting report, but as someone who I think only played shooting guard last year, and as a good player, but like not as like someone who's like we didn't. I don't think anyone went into this expecting him to be like a pass first player. Maybe he didn't either. Maybe he just like made the reads because of the way we were playing him, and then he became a pass first player. But anyway, every step you take towards him, while it does presumably make your defense, like it makes your help all that more effective, it makes it easier for you to like effectively switch and get in front of him and whatever. It gives them information. It gives the guy that you're, ostensibly supposed to be guarding more information. Um, and not saying that because this happened one time on the left that we should have known that this was going to happen on the right, but I'm just trying to diagnose like kind of post hoc what happened here, so that maybe this is something that like if it happens to us again in a future game, you can know, okay, maybe what was wrong here. Because one thing we could do here is we could change the system, right? Like we could change how we guard this cut in this situation. Like I was saying in the last review, it's a pass first point guard. We could just change it so that Either we're letting shots die, and if so, then we're looking to switch off ball stuff. So Javion is actually in great position here to take it lower, and then you're supposed to be lower so that this pass doesn't get made. That is totally one way to do this as well. And we could like make that adjustment. So if you want more context on that, you can go. I recommend going back and watching the game 2 review, especially towards like the second half. Maybe at the very end, honestly, is like the best summation of it. But yeah, that is one way to change it. But also just on like an individual level, without having to change the scheme at all, just being cognizant of disguising your coverage. So like being willing to commit. Like what happens if you're so you can play high and be willing to commit to a switch here. You can play even with him. Let's say you're 2 steps back and you're still willing to commit to a switch with him. You could even play long. I mean, this would be kind of extreme, but like you could show that what you're doing is you're actually protecting Javion's corner, but you're actually ready to switch out onto this. And that's what you play. And each of those is fundamentally different. Like if you're the point guard and I see this guy here, if I see you here, I'm going to play this significantly differently than if I see you a few steps back versus if I see you a few steps even further back. And where you're standing doesn't need to 100% correlate to what you're doing, because that's going to be the easiest, right? Like you're standing in help position, he's going to expect that you help. You could stand this high and be fully committed to guarding corner, like you could be, and that's what we would be calling a bait, right? You're standing high like you're going to like blitz him, like he needs to be immediately scared of you. But in reality, what you're doing is you're baiting him to throwing a pass to corner where he thinks that you're not going to make the rotation. So being more willing to bait and thinking of ourselves as in like a neutral position, an aggressive position, or a defensive position, or maybe better spoken would be like ready to help, not ready to help, and not giving anything away, and being able to execute the coverages, whether it's bait to the corner or blitz or just follow cuts or whatever, being able to execute all of those from all of those positions and being able to mix those up in game is what's going to give the point guard even the most fits. But this is a good read. Okay, missed the shot. We got the board. Yeah, fair. It's all fair. Kind of a corner fill out of this. We need some more unique takes out of corner fill, I would say. I think L cutting is totally good here. We only ever call corner fill, so like we don't have variations. It's not like there's anything to say. Love to see like a flex variation. Love to see a variation where you fill through and someone wraps. L seems like a little bit worse in this case than like triangle cutting back out here. Or what if you like cut? I don't think this would work, but you like corner fill, but then you go and you actually reset the screen for James on either side. So like you corner fill, but then you actually immediately come over and set the screen for James, and you're trying to get James open at hash. That could be kind of cool. And then James could reject if this guy's followed too high on you. Like, yeah, that's just like something that crossed my mind when I saw this, because I feel like we get into this situation a lot where the natural thing is to kind of like L cut, like come out of the paint. But then like I don't know, it didn't like no one got into shots away, not anything like that. But just feels like there's meat on that bone. All right, let's. It is good to get out of the paint though, to get back in transition in this spot where like again like one of our not very oft spoken of tenets is that we want to have 3 when the shot goes up. We want to have 3 up top. Don't think this is a fantastic shot either. I mean, it is open. It's tough. I'm not sure. I really don't want to settle. I want to feel like shots is trying to get to the rim first and foremost. One of the reasons I'm pumping the brakes on the 6'5", not like telling you not to do it. Sorry. My bad. My bad. My bad. Nothing wrong with my internet connection. In fact, seems like a great time for the code. The code for this game is going to be stable internet. So if you've gotten this far in the video, message me stable internet. So I know. Thank you. So Regret gets out in transition here. No, it's not Regret. It's the corner guy. Yeah, I think just a mistake by Shots thinking that like we would have this covered, but we don't actually have it covered. So this is kind of how I figured example scored a lot. Like Zen maybe could have been like a little bit faster coming down court here, but like he's not throwing this pass if Shots doesn't double back. I guess I kind of see why he doubles back though. Yeah, it's a little. I mean, it's tough. It's not super clear. To be fair, I mean this is just kind of the. Yeah, and yeah, it's really not so bad. I do this all the time. You're trying to get him on your back, but this is just like the downside of. And I like both of these crashes. Just like looking at this position, this seems fine. Um, yeah, and Javion is down with Regret. I think this is maybe one of the best teams in transition. That was definitely part of our scouting report for last year, at least. Obviously, that was in part driven by loyalty. That was sick. Way to be ready to hit that too. This is bad. I mean, this is all good. Yeah, this is a bad reach. I know dribbling out. I just don't think you need to reach to knock the ball out dribbling out, and this like really freezes you on this. I think James steps as far as he reasonably can, given how far up the the way it is, and I think especially on 55 steel build, I just don't think he can do that. Good. Yes. Nice. Love it. This all seems really good. Nice box. Yeah, this is really good. Good job, everyone. Crashing. Rebounds have been great. We got dish here. How are we going to use it? Yeah, this is nice. This works okay. This is like a reverse, or it's just a cut, but kind of Javion turns it into a reverse. I mean, it's good. Yeah, I love how low Zen is threatening in the corner. Like the fact that Regret is in Zen's corner. Admittedly, they could be missing him a lot. Who knows? But like Zen, like you're really pushing the envelope of how often. I guess this is like Javion's corner more often. So regardless, though, like the idea that you're you're really pushing how much you can get away with uh, in terms of trying to help. Now it doesn't like pay off a ton in terms of like additional contests at the rim. We saw the one where I think your presence forced the bailout from Dan. That was really good, but in general, like I just really like this mentality of like you're trying to take as much as you can as they'll give. So if they're only going to go to this corner guy 4 times in the game, or if this corner guy is like a weak shooter and you kind of like actively want him to shoot or whatever, and you can get away with like sitting as low as like on the block sometimes. I mean that's really good. God, I hate these fucking bumps. Like again, like I feel like you're in good position. Like you're reacting, like you clearly aren't like asleep here. I don't know if you're pressing L2. So maybe this is like a mechanical thing. I think when you press L2, you get it might just be on your own screen though, but you get like a pulsating circle when like contact is being made with another player. I don't know if you're doing that. Maybe you are. It's frustrating because like I don't think you're playing that low. I don't think you're playing that high. You step when he starts cutting for the most part. You get bump. He just gets in front of you and like that is like we've got to find a way to beat this, and like I don't think it's the build. I mean, like frankly, I think that hash cuts are just like really powerful in general um, in the game. Like it might just be like a problem with this game. Well, I don't know if the answer is playing it lower. Um, I don't know if the answer is pressing L2 or if it's like a build thing. I mean, it's not a strength thing, right? Like your build has strength. Um, I'm pretty sure. So it's like I hate that we don't get those. I've been such a big off ball pest guy in the past, and I actively feel like it puts me in worse positions this year. Like I wonder, is this your video? It is your video. Okay, so it being your video, Doug, makes me feel like what happened there is that you didn't press L2 when contact was being made, so you didn't get like a true or a good bump. I I I have no fucking clue where I am. Sorry, son of a bitch. I'm just looking at this bum. Okay, yeah. So because that's my guess. I don't know for sure if that's what happened, but that's my guess. An off-ball pest doesn't trigger, so this isn't like you getting pulled into a bad animation. Um, maybe pressing L2 would pull you into off-ball pest. So maybe I'm like actively hurting you. I don't know. But yeah, I think that has to be that must be it for why, like, because you're so attentive on it, and like it feels like you're there, and you have the build to stop that, and it just like this is nice. That had to be the shot, but yeah, you weren't ready for it. Like, that's fair. I understand. And like as a backup, like attacking the closeout is good. I like taking the midi though, like just being like realizing, okay, fuck it, it doesn't matter that I missed three. Yeah, like this is still a good midi to take, and you know you'll knock it down. So keep taking that shot. Ah, sorry, my throat. I'm talking a lot. All right, so it looks like we fucked something up here. My guess is we end up with 4 people on the left, and they end up with 3 people on the right. Yeah, yeah. Just like I don't know if anyone's talking. Like maybe James is calling that he has this, and Zen is supposed to go. Otherwise, this seems very strange, and you would expect James to be getting over already, because that definitely seems like he's in position. Davion's, does his best. I think same as shots, but this is a long split. Just kind of messy. Let's see if we can effectively get last shot here. Yeah, I like the no pull there. Yeah, it's okay that it doesn't work out. I'm glad we were able to get last shot. I think that's like more important, is like analytically securing that. I think this is just random stuff. I'm thinking at some point around mid-season, kind of like we did with Offense 1.0 last season, we should have like an Offense 3.0 where we add in some more like specific stuff. Hopefully, we'll be at the point where we're running Freelance 1 consistently, and we can maybe even consider a Freelance 2 um, to like throw something different, especially with the teams that know us. But I was talking. I think I was only talking to Shots about this, which is why I'll mention it now. But like maybe we can do more screen the screener stuff here. I think this is like 4.8 is like a good amount of time to set that up. Um, Also, so on top of doing more screen the screener stuff, this is just in general. I want to see more flipped screens. If and I'll talk about the flipped screens first. Sorry. A great time to flip a screen is if Shots is getting completely boxed. In this case, he like wants to go right clearly, but it's like he's just not being allowed to go right. As awkward as it is to do, going all the way to the left side and committing to screening Shots left this way as someone who's starting off on his right is I think could be really good in this situation. Obviously not fantastic in this particular situation because you're sending him towards the extra man, towards the help. So maybe axe that. But yeah, I want to see more flipped screens, and if we could like not just like accidentally flip screens, like even accidentally flipping screens would be cool to see right now. But down the line, getting to the point where we're doing it conscientiously. But yeah, more screen to screener stuff. So in this case, like double screens to the right. Shots probably doesn't have time to like truly get it off, but then after Shots goes over the screens, like let's say he goes over both of these screens doubles, then Zen turns around and then flares duck, stuff like that, or ducks or Zen slips a little bit or rolls after shots goes over him, but then he actually comes. He's like not really committing to a roll. He's looking to back screen duck for a slip, stuff like that. It's gonna be good. It was a lot of fun. I'm just happy we got last shot off, and we need a deeper bag of plays, especially sideline out of bounds. We need any baseline out of bounds. So hopefully that stuff will be coming. Really good. No turnovers. They have a lot of threes. I think 3 of them are in transition. Don't know how many, if any, are on kickouts. So it's not as bad. Like it doesn't feel like they're just getting threes in set offense that much. I think they only have a handful of those. Yeah, I mean it's obviously going to be a more offensive game against these guys. I think their defense is not as good as the last team we played necessarily. But they're going to be more aggressive and definitely more offensive. I think we're in the game. This is all fine. Obviously, the shot distribution is not ideal. I will say it's nice that Zen and Javion have assists in this case, which makes their total possession time probably like fairly similar to James's. Duck has been doing a lot. I would say Duck has for the most part done a very good job with the touches he's gotten. Yeah, I mean, I think this is good. I always want to question if we're getting the easiest shots. Like I want to, I feel like 5 of 8 is pretty good for the shots it's taken, and I just wonder if we could excise the worst 30% of those shots. And it's so weird because I don't in totality, I don't want shots to take fewer shots. And I'm someone who takes a lot of bad shots, right? Like, I mean, hell, I got, if you guys remember the blow up I had with Zen, last week or whatever, about this sense of me taking bad shots. So I do it too. So I feel like, yeah, sometimes we have to do it, but obviously we want to excise the worst shots out of our diets. I mean, Shots is able to create his own shot. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'm really thinking about, what I'm trying to get at. It's not it's not super clear. Sorry. Yeah, this is good. Javion, one of the best guys at using the elbow area. I know that was a kind of more I don't know, left wing towards the break, but this is all really good. Good job holding until Zen can get there. I like Zen's jump. I think that's fine. But yeah, it's fine. Just gets back, gets him turned around because he's trying to recover. Not nothing too bad. This is good. Good shit. Yes, perfect. More of this. Did we freelance here? I don't know if Javion's moving this way to freelance. I mean, again, he's trying to free space for Javion, but and I see that Duck is crashing. This is good. I like the crash, even in the stupidest situations, right? That seems like a 100% make rate dunk for shots. I like the early crash. I like that you saw it, picking up turning the few times this turns into some crazy miss or Shots makes the wrong read and auto passes or something instead of going up. Turning those into putback opportunities is great. As someone who makes a lot of misreads, right? Takes some bad shot pass decisions, and feeling I love it when Oddmere cleans up my mess. I called him Sherman today, or he called himself Sherman, for cleaning my ass. So I think that's good. I think that just needs to be a better part of the habits. The old not pick and roll that we love getting beat on. Yeah, just James a little bit too high happens sometimes. I think we can work on that. This just all works. Yeah, I love it. Good shit. Yeah, my gut was telling me that this is a drive. And ideally, like you've heard the we've talked about the point five basketball thing, and like this obviously is like a long pause here where you're trying to figure out what to do. It's not like ideal, and I do think there was if the decision to drive had been made like right when the ball touched your hands, it probably would have been good. But this is totally fine, and like frankly, this is kind of what I expected. That Dan would actually be. He was on the left block, and Mike, I was questioning whether I should even mention this drive because I was thinking Dan might come over. Um, So getting this, like, really good job not panicking James, and then Javion does a fantastic job moving into space. One of the best things that he does when he's locked in. Hey, nice. The D block looking to kind of like slip it. James plays it a little lower, doesn't just like, give it up. That's really good. Unfortunately, we give up the lift. Is this a jump animation? I think that's a hands up animation. I don't think that's good enough. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, Javion's got to be a little better on that. It's a great drive. We're into freelance here. Yeah, I mean, I think this is a good pass. Yeah, this is a good drive. This is a good pass from Javion. Good on Zen to not just like instantly shoot it because he was getting pulled into defenders. I think this is like a good look too into the corner. Obviously, like this is like a touch pass. I don't even know if like what's happening here is like visible on your screen when it first happens. Um, but like maybe Duck is like the better read in this like particular situation. But like I don't mind. I don't mind any of that. Unfortunately, that animation is so fast, but it is rather low, so it can be kind of like knocked down. Like I don't think they were even trying to knock this down. I think they were. No, he was. He was trying to knock it down. But no, I can't give like a ton of shade to that or anything. Really good job getting to the low man here, and then Javion does a good job. Pushes him out of bounds and get it back. So it's erased a little bit. I will say, okay, so again, like, really hard for me to complain about freelance not being run correctly when Shots is the person in the ISO position 85% of the time, I would say, when we're supposed to be running freelance. In fact, I was very happy to see that we ran a little. I mean, at least this part of the freelance. We ran this part of the freelance when Javion was the ball handler, so that's cool. I think this all kind of fixes itself if Shots flares Zen, gets him to the right. So like the added thing in the freelance is that we're dropping. I think we want to see that from the opposite corner. But two, this flare is happening, which is giving James more space up here. And in this particular situation, the flare from Shots to Zen would have pulled Zen kind of away from where Dan was coming. So Dan is coming back up to the hash to defend. But in this case, Zen and James are converging on one another. So they end up in a situation where they're kind of both guarded by the same guy. Oh, sorry, it wasn't Dan. It was the corner guy. I don't even know who it was. Jake or something? I don't know. And yeah, like maybe there's like a read here, but I think that's like less important than noting that if we're running the freelance like kind of fully, Zen is going to be getting pulled out this way, which is away from this help defender. Let's push. 1 point game. Yeah, I like how early you peel off there, Zen. Good to check, but he plays it low. You come out. Fifi comes left. I like the no pull there. Ah, yes. There may be some Javion Duck connection yet, as I was talking about. Javion and James maybe not having good defensive chemistry, but I do feel like it kind of makes sense that Javion and Duck may have good offensive chemistry. Um, yeah, Javion draws two to the ball. Duck gets a good cut. Javion sees him. Easy dunk. Whammo. Yeah, it's tough. I obviously like again. I think this is definitely something we've talked about before. We'll talk about it again, I'm sure. But yes, technically our system is such that um, this is we're trying to pass him off to shots, but because he pushed into the paint so far and started his isolation moves so far inside, it really makes it hard, if not impossible, for shots to get in front of this. So it might be the case that, and this is, I mean, like again, like this is like adding in like more nuance and breakpoints, which like I think like isn't good. Like adding more complexity like this, um, because like you'll get into points where it's like, oh well, when is he too close to consider? When is he too close or when is he too far to do this? And it's not like a super set thing, but if James is trying to force him to shots here, I might say that he's deep enough inside the arc that I don't want to think about switching him anymore, and you're just kind of going to need to play him straight up here, which might change how you play him, right? You're not going to shade him as heavily to one side. In this case, like you shade him really heavily. One, I think it's kind of the mistake. Again, in general, you want to push an isolated driver on the side to the corner. You especially want to push this isolated driver when he's this far already to the corner. You really want to push him corner. So I think that it's just really hard for shots to help here and actually confront. Um, so if you're trying to funnel him to shots, I think that's like a tactical error there. But even if you're not, I think it's just good to keep in mind, and like maybe it's something we can use in the future. This idea of, well, if the isolation starts, a couple feet inside the paint, then we aren't really looking to do our normal switching things anymore. Yeah, that's one of the things is that maybe adding to freelance one and to implementing it when we do freelance two as well. It's like what to do on middle penetration. We don't have a lot of middle penetration, which is why it wasn't like a priority for us. But um, if you get stuffed up on middle penetration, it can get like kind of awkward. Is James going to fill this corner? Is that what's happening? Yeah, but like it's really hard. I don't know if this is necessarily open. This actually works on the left side, as it turns out. These two both go to James. But like that's it's really hard, especially when you're deep in the paint to like make that read that kick out, right? That is okay. That makes sense though as the type of turnover Duck would get. I like the switch, way to be ready to switch out onto that shot to realize that Duck was kind of like staying high. Um, I like this jump. It's a good second effort. Does a good job. Okay, I mean that's good to know, right? Like, okay, he's so. I mean that's something to keep in mind for if we see these guys in playoffs and we have to make a scouting report. Examples is that because that's also what he did to Shots on this side. When Shots was playing him low, it's not like he pump faked and waited for the flyby. It's not like he just like waited time. He's looking to do like these little escape crossovers or like a little hop shot, like side hop to clear space off of a jump. Because that was one of the things just looking at the boxer. I'm like, well, how did examples go off on us like that? That's not who you would expect. But he's done a good job doing that, and that is like a way that they can beat us. That was really good. Um, yeah, attacking Dan in the corner is really good. I really love when we get James matched up with Dan, because I don't even think Dan's like doing that bad of a job, but James is just like really good at seeing his spots, and I think that while Dan isn't bad at giving too much, he is very predictable, and I think it makes it easy for James. So I think we really like that matchup, the James versus Bulldog Dan matchup. Obviously, we want to be ready for that. Happens. Regard hasn't touched the ball much. 7. Nice, sick. Would get down home. 5. Press coming out a little bit here. We see that it's what's it called? We see that it's a deep bomber on Nasty. Yeah, just got to jump. Makes sense. Like, we all miss jumps, and he hasn't really been shooting, but and because it's tough just because you're there, like you're playing him well. Partially why. Oh yes! Oh my good fucking shit! Oh yes! 9-5. Nice. Yes. Play that. Yeah, he just gets enough of a bump. If you if you kill their momentum on the baseline drives, you have a good. Even when they get in front of you like that, you have a good chance at getting a block. So that's good. Really like this kick. I don't mind this shot. I mean, I get why the shot is made. If this pulls you all the way to the corner, right? Like this just ends up like a little bit muddied up. You know, don't quite get the no dip. Okay, super small. Just trying to maximize our efficiency here. And I think this is like a fairly common or not common. This is like um, a seeable thing. Like something like this is like it happens more for the corner guys, frankly, but just like something we should be aware of is that Zen, if you're playing block on this situation, and this is like something to, and fuck, that reminds me, I need to talk with James about block corner stuff, like block corner spacing. But one of the things you can always do when this type of spacing arrives is to try to set the screen to like as this guy is chasing him to like really try to free duck open. I don't think you're getting there, frankly, and I think like just like this is such a mess that I don't think it would have worked in this particular situation. I like that Duck was like willing to try it, um, but yeah, that's just like taking it even to the next level, right? Like the earlier you can recognize that this is happening, Zen, and then like try to contribute to it by like instead of coming out baseline, coming out again a V maybe to meet him slightly farther up to screen for him, just like kind of leaving an extra little imprint on this type of thing. Nice, great defense. Way to jump at it. No 2 for 1, which is fine. Nice. Oh, that's sick. Oh my god. Duck's gonna make me fucking bring my pants, dude. That's the fucking center. Just get inside. Just fucking. Oh, oh, oh. Whew, okay, 3 points. Let's see what happens here. It's nice. Yeah. I don't think anything's like wrong with that. Like James is expecting Javion to stay low. There's already this weird thing though because Javion is like following Regret through, but because it's in transition and semi-transition, right? Like when they're bringing the ball up the court, a lot of times we don't really follow through. In that case, we just like pass them off when we realize once we realize they're not going to be a threat. Um, So like Javion's lingering paint, but he's not like really trying to be paint. He wants to cover the guy who's getting to the corner. I mean, Dan takes a fantastic route. To be fair, and like the pass comes in like a bullet. Um, so yeah, that's probably Javion's pickup. I'm assuming that's what happened, where James is expecting Javion to pick it up. Um, and I think Javion like reacts, but just like it's too slow because the pass is so good and the cut is so incisive. Nice, fantastic. I wonder if this is a conscious choice going to the middle more. But again, small changes like that, right? Like okay, like we're trying to get we want isolation buckets to lead to switch it. Damn. Yeah, we want isolation buckets to lead to free dunks at the rim. And it seems like a small shift of whether intentional or not, of shots moving more from operating left hash to operating middle is like helping a little bit. I don't know if it's like the matchup thing. Let's look at this. Assuming he's just playing a little too high on the switch. And then at this point, I'd like to see a switch as well. I get why you don't do it though. Like, I mean, I totally get it, especially because we yell at Zen so often for dropping. So yeah, I think Duck plays the switch a little bit high, such that he can get curled like this. To me, this is already a beat and should probably already trigger a switch. This isn't the worst thing in the world. It's a miss, right? It happens. It happens. This is good. Who are we matched up with middle? Why is this going so well? Is this Regret just getting beat in the backcourt? Yeah, that is. Yeah, I mean, fair enough. And I trust me, I fully understand the irony, given that what I said before is that remember early in the game I was talking about how I wanted shots to give it up in these spots, and I think I would say the same thing, but like obviously this time he got through, so I'm not going to be right about everything. I don't know if I'm right or wrong about this necessarily, but there are many sides to any story. What a Dex. I really like. I mean, I think this is just like something we need to use too. I've talked about this as well. I'm just reiterating stuff, but move to your left. Inherently, people who are like, and this works better against good players, right, or at least like attentive players, um, who are more likely to like take a step away um, when you're driving left, and then you call the decks on the opposite side. So like really, that's like putting maximum. Like I guess the thing you could do is you could also send the cut at the same time. So ball handler goes left, right hash cuts, while the right corner dexes is like you're stacking all of the things you can do, or even more. You can have the left corner cut. You have left corner and right hash cut, while the right corner dexes, and you're dribbling right to left. And this guy is like you're just like overloading him with like enticements to get into the paint. D block hits it. 6-point game. Fuck, I forgot what the code was. For some reason, I think it was stable internet, but I don't. That doesn't sound right now that I'm saying it. But if you remember what the code was, or if you just want to type stable internet, you can tell that to me to show that you got to this part of the video. Oh, good try. Damn, that's crazy. It's a good try. Oh, this is good. The crashes are good. I like the pull from Zen. Like, this is all good. I really like the scramble and transition. Oh, that's a dagger. That's so tough. James plays this pretty well. Like, I mean, yeah, we need to be happy with 13. That's just a good shot. Fuck, 9 points. Yeah, great. Sounds good. Give him the rim job. Oh boy, 38. Yeah, I mean that is technically range if he's like 94-3 or above. I guess like Hoffer legend. Really great hop back. I mean, obviously it's great. 7. Yeah, I mean, Javion is supposed to drop on this. All right, so why are we? So the thing is, this is tough, and like maybe, and again, just like we change our coverages, right? Like we all, you guys know that I always say that we need to look to rotate more, like from 2 away when we're playing pick and roll against a guy with deep power because we need to play higher on him. Maybe there's like something to that type of idea here too. James feels like I mean, he just got sparked on from 38-4. He feels like he needs to pick him up all the way up here, so he gets beat. I mean, the scheme is to just like you just gotta trust Javion here, man. Like I get that Javion's not moving, but like you're dead. You're like you're stuck here too. Like you're not really like yeah. I think the two of you probably shouldn't be playing next to one another unless it's like specifically to try to build chemistry. Because I think both of you are better than this, and I think this is like some of your worst defensive film on both ends. And I think there's just like a lack of good communication on Javion's part and a lack of trust on James's part. And I can understand, some of it I can understand, some of it I can't. But like this is just like this is a mess. Um, but yeah, like stopping it's just tough. Tough. Good shit. We're gonna keep us alive. I like the pull. You got like I'm assuming this is just like you got like the moving fade animation. It's so hard. I get wanting to pull that, and I don't know if like how often it's going to get faster. Or if you're supposed to look to make the extra. It was a good move by whoever was guarding in the corner to step up on you. Good, we did that pretty well. They do the same thing where they come up and then they fake it, and Javion doesn't like play it amazingly, but like obviously does well enough to get a contest at the rim, makes him miss the dunk. That was sick. Aw, daddy. Yeah, this is a tough one. This is a tough one to have lost. There's some good stuff here, but yeah, we played this cut fantastic. Oh, nice, nice. Yeah, you were on that like fucking white on rice. Zen, that was really good. Dude, too. This is great. Way to play the wrap. We would like that to have been cleaner, but it worked out fine. This is a great jump. That's a fantastic box. Yeah, good on Javion for staying out. I think Duck would have thrown that regardless, and it was definitely correct for Javion to stay out. Um, I would like for this to flow into a screen. This is just like maybe some like playing with Javion offensively, but also I think just like generally this is good in principles. Javion is one of our better players at using empty side, like using the empty side. So either like trying to screen your man off so that Javion has his own space because he's kind of already created space away from Regret, or screening Regret so that he can't do anything, and then trying to get like Javion this isolation on the empty side, I think could be really good for him. Instead, we kind of do this thing where we like don't really know what we're doing. Don't want to get in his way, so you like run away. But now he's at neutral, and actually it's a little worse because like Regret has like a chance to go in here and reach for this poke, right? And um, so there's like a split second there where we have like a potential, some potential momentum, and you know you need to harness those seconds to give everyone like every little bit shred of advantage they can get. Because the fact of the matter is that like a lot of our builds, a lot of our individual abilities, we're not able to get in front of our matchups one on one. We need those like little team help things to create the initial advantage for us to like throw them into rotation, make our passes work, etc. Okay, good. Oof. Well, I believe. I'm watching this, knowing the result, and I still believe. Oh, no. What happens here? I don't. This occasionally happening is why I don't love the circle in front of the. But like I get it. Like we need to do this sometimes. This is just so sad. Fuck man. Oh man, not like this. Okay. Well, let's try to like. Sorry. Let's just see what like want to talk about like why this happens. I'm assuming. I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know which fucking leg it is. I thought it might have been his left leg initially, but I don't know. I don't know. Sorry for watching that so many times. Wow. I mean, defense was great. No worries there. Yeah, really good on Duck to get back in front. Going back to our, wanting to finding a reason to stay in the paint. That was great. It's so hard because, like, I mean, obviously it's working. Like, Shots just really has it, and he really has a beat on Regret. But like, I mean, we do what you got to do to win. And this is working better, probably better than what. It's not like our offense hasn't been humming for the most part, but I just hate seeing these like bumps, bringing the ball up the court, and again, I just like when Javion's big, I want to see him helping a little bit more, like being a little bit more present here. I want to see a bit more pass to Zen, look for the ball back. Like Zen is going to look and find you back a lot of the times. Like, but it's hard to argue with this. I mean, you're feeling it. It's not like you're turning the ball over. You're cooking the matchup 1v1. So I don't know for sure. I could be wrong. Ooh, stuff. Okay, so what happens here? Yeah, so I think what happens here is that unless this is called, Shots just can't drop here unless we're like, yeah. If we're in 2-1-2, we're not in 2-1-2. I mean, like it looks like 2-1-2 right now, but if we're in 2-1-2, right, where like the hashes are high, Shots is playing kind of like guardian in the middle. We need to be funneling towards Shots, which is again like I know that that's counterintuitive to like the base principle of denying the paint. Assuming we did not call 2-1-2 here, one I think maybe you're a bit too high. This is a tough angle to get blown by at. Like the fact that you get blown by, and even Shots like playing low, which is good. He should be playing low. The fact that he feels he's the best helper, and he like might be, is tough. But at the end of the day, Shots, I just don't think you can take this cut. Like the system here is like if it goes left, it's a drop from the corner, again, unless it's called something different. Like if you guys remember the whole first hour, the defensive film was exactly this situation. We've gotten them into an isolation on the left side in 5 out. We have we just like we have pick and roll calls. We need to like get into our sense that we have multiple calls for this situation too. And the call again, if it wasn't, unless something was explicitly stated, is that Zen needs to be the one taking this, especially because I mean, Regret is a great shooter and is willing and able to no dip, but hasn't taken a lot of volume. Um, so this is really, I mean, this is a fantastic pop out from. I'm assuming this is examples um, to work here, and I do this a lot too, where I think that when I have a lot of individual um, when I'm having a lot of individual success on one side, I inherently like feel good about myself and like want it to continue onto the other side too. Like you just like feel this momentum building, you know. And a lot of times I think there is something legitimately to that. Not only because like there's a mechanic in the game for it, right? Where like both, you know, you do good on one side, you get 2A on the other side. That doing good things on either side is going to help build your takeover generally, and your attributes are increasing or whatever. But I it's just something I've noticed in myself too, where I will find myself doing too much on one side of the ball if my other side of the ball is performing really well. So I think that might have just been a doing too much kind of thing. But also, you guys could have called it, in which case that's fucking sick, and I'm happy about it. We just like didn't execute super well. If it, okay, so I should say, if this was a 2-1-2 type of call, and we are supposed to be dropping from middle, right? Like I think that was like option 2 presented, was have the middle guy take it. Then the issue was with James and Javion not. They just need to be able to play. They need to be able to play these three long enough for Duck to get over, and I don't think Duck took like too long of a time to get over. So, if any, but it looked to me like that we were doing this on the fly. So like this is a totally reasonable way to play it. Again, if it's called ahead of time, I don't think anyone is like really thinking about it like that. I think it's as simple as like I imagine Shots is like I'm stopping this. I know what's happening. I'm in great position, and he just like made a read that they were able to make the correct counter read to. Love this. The fact, I mean, these no dips, like just being willing to no dip that, like you have to. I think like where it's close enough the game that like it's not like super desperate, but like that's it's a very good no dip. And I'm very impressed and surprised that Duck you had the wherewithal to do that. I think it was great. Fouls are good. I'm assuming we're play calling here. Is it smart for them to foul? This is dangerous for us. Oh, was this? Oh man, this is wow. What a game, man! Son of a bitch. This is really hard to justify taking. Yeah, it's dish. This is 78 three ball from fucking 33 feet, 32 feet. I think. Fuck. I'll put it this way: if this was called that, this was an option. If James was supposed to be ready, if James was potentially ready for this, like receiving the pass back here. Fuck, man. I think maybe he's supposed to take this. 5.8 isn't. Oh, shit. It's so tough. And this is just panic, right? Like we could, yeah. I mean, like I totally get it. Like we're trying to like just not foul. Obviously, like it feels bad that like we have JV on here. We want it to go through shots if possible, of course, because of the the possibility of Dish helping. Yeah, we can't take this. This is a great pick. I hate fouling, man. I hate fouling at the end of the game. This is so fucking lame. God, I hope the NBA gets rid of this stupid bullshit. This should be 2 free throws in the ball. Just don't let it happen. Like I don't care. I don't care. This is so bullshit. Like, isn't it so much more hype for Zen to take this shot than for this to be a fucking foul and it's game over because they were out on time? Like, what the fuck is this? God damn it. The ball is so out. Like, this is such a bullshit foul. Like, this is a fucking flagrant. Like, give us 1 point, one shot in the ball, it's a flagrant. Like, fuck my life, dude. Fuck. All right, good trial. Remember the code. I don't remember it. Stable internet? I don't remember. Anyway, good try. Hopefully there was some useful stuff there. I have feelings. You guys played your heart out. I think we're doing a much better. Okay, so let's some big wrap up things. I think we're doing a much better job. I mean, I'm floored in a great way with Duck's performance. I think he played great. Um, I think that it would help Javion to communicate, even though I don't expect that to happen. I think Javion James is probably not a great combination on a side. I don't think this is like a fantastic defensive game from like usual some of our usual defensive stalwarts. At the same time, though, they made some shots, and that will happen. I think they're a better offensive team. This is one of the few games we've given up transition to. I think largely like we were. Like, I don't think we saw any big deficiencies. In terms of like getting back or anything like that. We were able to get a little bit of press. We were able to get a little bit of like offensive rebound stuff. All that stuff is great. We made dump offs. I think we just we played a good game. Like Shots was able to turn up on an individual level. We were able to hunt a matchup that was really good in terms of the shots, regret, isolation. Some of the same stuff from the last video in terms of playing against a pass first PG. Yeah, I mean, I know it in a lot of ways. It's like actually, it's almost scary or demoralizing to get a post game report that's like, oh, you guys played pretty well, but then you lost. Like you almost wish there were like massive mistakes because you'd feel like there was a ton of room, like headroom to improve. But I think we like did the things pretty well on both sides of the ball, and we just got beat by a good team. I think it's a team we can be better prepared for next time. Um, yeah, sorry for not remembering all like the individual details, but hopefully this helped.